Okay, so something truly seismic is happening in the tech world. A single AI startup has basically unleashed an economic tsunami. And honestly, most of the world is still trying to figure out what just hit them. So, how on earth did this happen? Let's get right into it.
Let's just start with the number that sent absolute shockwaves across the globe. Anthropic, an AI company, is now valued at a staggering $380 billion. Now, to really let that sink in, that one company is worth more than India's top 5 IT giants. We're talking TCS, Infosys, Wipro combined. And here's the really wild part. This wasn't built over decades. Anthropic was founded in 2021, so in just 5 years, it created more value than an entire legacy industry built over generations. This isn't just disruption anymore. This is a complete reordering of the world, and it's happening at a speed we've just never seen before.
People are calling this the misanthropic moment for the IT sector. Pretty clever, right? A little play on the company's name, Anthropic. So let's dig into how the market is actually reacting to this new titan.
The reaction wasn't just talk. Oh no, it was a straight-up sell-off. In February 2026, a single month, India's Nifty IT index plunged 21%. That is its worst monthly drop since the 2008 financial crisis. And all this panic? It comes down to one single massive fear, that AI could just automate away the core business of these giant service companies. So you see, this is way bigger than just a high valuation for one company. This is about a fundamental shift in what we as a market believe is valuable. And it leaves us staring at one huge question. How is any of this even possible? To understand the how, we've got to look under the hood. We need to talk about the engine that's driving this whole revolution. It's Anthropic's latest AI model, Claude 4.5, and it's an AI that is now demonstrably outperforming human experts. Okay, check this out. This one example shows you everything. Anthropic gave Claude 4.5 this notoriously brutal 2-hour exam for performance engineers. The result? The AI scored higher than any human candidate, ever. It's not just as good as an expert anymore. In some really critical tasks, it's just plain better. And this isn't some academic exercise, right? Out in the real world, customers are seeing just insane efficiency gains. One chief product officer said it surpasses their own internal coding benchmarks, while also being way cheaper to run. It actually cuts the token usage, which is basically the computational cost, in half. So it's better and it's more cost-effective. That's a game changer. But here's where it gets truly transformative. It's not just about doing the old jobs a little bit better. As one co-founder put it, this new level of intelligence has unlocked use cases we couldn't reliably deliver before. It's literally creating new markets and possibilities that were just science fiction a couple of years back.
I mean, the scope of what this thing can do is just breathtaking. We are so far beyond simple automation now. This is about tackling complex legal contract reviews that used to take teams of lawyers weeks. It's refactoring entire messy old code bases automatically. It's even creative. It can write 15-page chapters of a story with perfect consistency, and it can build complex financial models right inside Excel, all while solving problems in ways its creators never even imagined.
Now, you'd think the person who built this would be popping champagne, right? But the architect of this technology, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, he's actually the one sounding the alarm. In a recent interview, Amodei used this really powerful metaphor. He basically said he feels like a massive tsunami is coming right at us, but everyone else is just standing on the beach, coming up with excuses for why it's not really a tsunami. He thinks we are profoundly underestimating what's happening. Now, his conviction isn't just a gut feeling. It comes from a core principle called scaling laws. He describes it perfectly. Think of intelligence like a chemical reaction. If you get the ingredients right, that's the data, the computing power, and the size of the model, you don't get a random result. You predictably get more intelligence.
And this isn't a new idea for him. He first saw how powerful these scaling laws were back in 2019 when he was at OpenAI. In fact, his concerns about the safety of this predictable explosion in intelligence were so deep, it's why he left to found Anthropic in 2021. So the tsunami he predicted years ago, well, it's here.
So, if the tsunami is here, what does that mean for us? This brings us to the really critical question. How is the future of our work, our skills, and our careers being rewritten as we speak?
This is the question that cuts right to the chase, isn't it? If a machine can write better code or analyze a contract more accurately, what's left for us? What skills are actually going to be valuable?
Well, according to Amodei, the value of our skills is doing a complete 180.
The importance of pure technical skill, the raw coding, the repetitive stuff, that's going down. At the same time, the value of uniquely human-centered skills, things like critical thinking, is just skyrocketing.
So what are those skills? Well, they're the things AI is still just really bad at. Things like relating to other people, managing complex relationships, deeply understanding what a user really needs. It's about interacting with the physical world, integrating tech into our messy human institutions. And maybe most importantly, it's about critical thinking, being able to tell what's real from what's fake. Think of a radiologist. The AI can read the scan better than anyone, but the human's job is now to walk the patient through what it all means. The technical skill gets automated, the human skill becomes everything.
We'll end on this final thought from Amodi. He believes that the future isn't some big mystery. The clues are all around us. If we're just willing to look at the data and think from first principles, break problems down to their absolute basics, we can see exactly where this is all going. The question is, are we paying attention?